Amid the ongoing ceasefire talks, the Israeli army has said that it has carried out a deadly strike on a UN school in central Gaza, which it claims housed a Hamas compound. Meanwhile, Hamas media office claims that at least 27 have been killed in the strike. The IDF said in a statement that Israeli fighter jets conducted a precise strike on a Hamas compound embedded inside an UNRWA school in the area of Nuseirat, adding that it eliminated several terrorists. The charity Médecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders, says that at least 70 bodies and 300 wounded, mostly women and children, have been brought to a hospital in central Gaza after a wave of Israeli strikes. Palestinian health officials have said that an Israeli airstrike on Wednesday afternoon killed 2 and injured more than 20 others, including women and children, in a built-up refugee camp in central Gaza. The strike hit an apartment in the Maghazi camp. Earlier, the Israeli military said that it had launched new air and ground operations in central Gaza, focused on the eastern parts of Deir al-Balah and the built-up Bureji refugee camp. On the other hand, projectiles described by Lebanese Hezbollah as kamikaze drones were launched into northern Israel, wounding at least 7, including 1 who's in a critical condition. The attack on Herfesh, a Druze Arab village located 3 kilometres from the border, was followed by a warning by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that long-running exchanges of fire with Hezbollah parallel to the Gaza war could soon escalate. Israel has almost immediately responded and released a video said to show retaliatory attacks after Hezbollah struck. Meanwhile, Yemen's Houthis have targeted 3 vessels in the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea. Houthi militants targeted 2 vessels in the Red Sea, Rosa and Vantage Dream, which have a number of missiles and drones. The third ship, the US vessel Maersk Seletar, was targeted in the Arabian Sea with a number of drones.
The Yemeni armed forces will continue, with the help of Allah Almighty, to carry out their military operations in support and solidarity with the oppressed Palestinian people until the aggression stops and the siege on the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip is lifted.
In another development, police have arrested 18 suspects for violent offences as clashes broke out during the Jerusalem Day flag march in Jerusalem's Old City. Tens of thousands of mostly national religious Israelis marched through the Muslim Quarter to celebrate the capital's reunification in 1967. After the march's conclusion, ultra-nationalists National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir and Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich called to expand the war in Gaza and invade southern Lebanon to end Hezbollah attacks, to the acclaim of the massive crowd. Well, for more on this, our correspondent Geordie Cohen joins us as ever live from Ra'anana. And Geordie, good to see you this morning. What more can you tell us about the latest strikes in Gaza and if there's any hopes now for a ceasefire?
Hi Oliver. So Hamas claims that 27 people at least were killed in the IDF strike. The IDF says it targets Hamas and not civilians, that it carried out a precision strike on a compound used by, they were saying, 20 to 30 Hamas and Islamic Jihad terrorists inside an UNRWA school. And they said that they took steps such as using surveillance and intelligence to avoid harming civilians. Now the compound was reportedly being used by Hamas's elite Nakhba force who took part in Hamas's 7th of October massacre in Israel. The IDF has also said that 3 armed terrorists tried to infiltrate into Israel from Rafah. The gunmen reportedly opened fire on Israeli troops, and the IDF said that they then returned fire and killed them before they could breach the border. Now Hamas has still not replied to Israel's hostage truce proposal. A Hamas delegation has met with Qatari and Egyptian mediators, but there's still not been an official response. And US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has said that Israel has reconfirmed on Wednesday its acceptance of this proposal. And Sullivan suggested that the whole world should call on Hamas to accept the deal to reach a ceasefire.
And of course, we're hearing some worrying signs about tensions potentially escalating on the border with Lebanon. What's the latest on that, Jody?
Right, so Hezbollah has taken responsibility for a double drone attack on Israel's Haifa. This is a town several kilometres inside Israel. A reservist soldier was killed and 10 people injured as a second drone was timed for when the rescue crews arrived. Hezbollah also claims to have hit a battery of Israel's Iron Dome missile defence system, but the IDF is saying that they are unaware of any damage to an Iron Dome launcher. Now, this follows huge fires across northern Israel in recent days caused by Hezbollah rockets, which have been fired almost daily since the 8th of October when Hezbollah joined in Hamas's attack against Israel. The IDF has been responding, and Prime Minister Netanyahu said that Israel is prepared for extremely powerful action in the north. The US and France, we know, are attempting to mediate there, and US State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller has said that the US doesn't want to see a war there, but Israel has a right to defend itself, and he said that the situation is extremely dangerous.